This is the Baseball Observer. Action Baseball League is Thursday, July 16th, 1981. The league is on the air. In the news, Chicago-Pittsburgh talks intensifying today. Rumors around the league suggest Chicago and Pittsburgh are deep in talks. It's unknown which players are generating the most discussion between the teams, but talks have heated up of late. Chicago sits in third place in the NBC Central, 46 and 43. Pittsburgh in the ABC East has a record of 37th and 52. They're in last place. Also, San Diego and Charlotte are in trade talks. The league is buzzing about a potential trade between San Diego and Charlotte. To date, no one has been identified as the trade targets, but news could break at any time. Charlotte is leading the NBC East right now. San Diego sits last in their division, which is the NBC West. There's been a deal. 2 minor leaguers have been traded to the Nashville Blues from the New York Aces. David Mitchell, 20-year-old, AAA. Benny Martinez in rookie ball. For Devin John, left-hand pitcher, 30-year-old. So far this season, John has chalked up a 4.14 ERA with 15 saves. In 32 relief appearances, he has registered a 5-8 one-loss record, struck out 43 batters, 54 and a third innings pitched, while walking 22. He has allowed teams to hit .257 against him. From Dukes Field, the defending champion Detroit Dukes hosts the Chicago Fire. Here's the starting lineups. First for the visiting Chicago Fire. Batting first and playing right field, Xavier Granville. Batting second, the shortstop, Miguel Martinez. Batting third, playing center field, Alex O'Donnell. Batting cleanup, the left fielder, Miguel Morales. Batting fifth, the DH, Sal Gomez. Batting sixth, playing first base, Victor Hernandez. Batting seventh, playing third base, Shane Cobb. Batting eighth, playing second base, Melvin Delgado. Batting ninth, the catcher, Dave Martinez. And the starting pitcher, left-hander, Heriberto Jimenez. In 20 games, his record is 12-7, 3.82 earned run average, 1.21 whip, 7.2 strikeouts per 9, 2.7 walks per 9. He's 26 years old. His record versus Detroit, 2-1 with a 4.74 ERA. Now the starting lineups for the Detroit Dukes. Batting first, playing left field, Alex Diaz. Batting second, playing center field, Ben Benton. Batting third, playing first base, Francisco Fernandez. Batting cleanup, the right fielder, Ethan Harrison. Batting fifth, the DH, Juan Aranda. Batting sixth, playing second base, Luis Rios. Batting seventh, the catcher, Sergio Ornelas. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Ahmed Hayes. Batting ninth, the third baseman, Roberto Rodriguez. And the starting pitcher, right-hand pitcher, Brett Helvey. In 19 games, Brett has a record of 10-3, 3.59 ERA, a 1.43 whip, 5.8 strikeouts per 9, 3.6 walks per 9. He's 33 years old. His record versus Chicago is 1-1 with an earned run average of 3.00. This is a division matchup, 4-game series. This is game 1. 27,000 fans in the stands. Partly cloudy, 73 degrees, wind blowing out to right at 7 miles per hour. The Dukes are 48-41. Second place in the NBC Central Division, first place in the wild card. Their home record is 26-21. The Fire are 46-43, third place in their division and third place in the wild card. Their road record is 17-25. Let's play ball. Good evening, folks. Welcome to Dukes Field in Detroit. Tonight, the Dukes will battle the Fire. Chicago has posted a record of 46-43, good enough for the NBC Central Division third place. Detroit holds second place in the NBC Central with a record of 48-41. Second place. Chicago leads the season series 6-5. Wind is blowing out, 73 degrees. We're ready to go. Brett Helvey on the mound for Detroit. And here's the first pitch. That's hit in the air. And it is to center field, and he'll make the catch, and that's the first out. All right, let's take a look at the defense for the Detroit Dukes. The defending grand champions of baseball. In left field, Alex Diaz. Ben Benton in center field, and Ethan Harrison over in right. Roberto Rodriguez at third base. Ahmed Hayes at short. And Luis Rios at second base. Francisco Fernandez at first base. The battery. Sergio Ornelas behind the plate. And on the mound, Gold Glover, right-hand pitcher Brett Helvey. Brett has 3 pitches. His best pitch is a 65 rated curveball, 60 rated changeup, 50 rated fastball. He has good stamina, holds on runners more than average. He seldom gives maximum effort, as his personality. Great morale, 9-year player, he's 33 years old. Miguel Martinez will step to the plate for Chicago. He's hitting .315 on the year, 4 home runs, 27 runs batted in. Here's the pitch. That's on the ground, past the third baseman into left field, and it's all the way to the wall. He's headed for second base. The throw is coming, but he won't get there in time. He's safe. That's a double for Miguel Martinez with 1 out. Alex Diaz in left field made the play to get the ball back in. And here's right-hand hitter Alex O'Donnell. No score, top of the first inning. First game of the second half. Here's the pitch to Alex O'Donnell, righty versus righty. O'Donnell hitting .318 on the year, 9 homers, 48 runs batted in. That's hit in the air to right field. He's there to make the catch. Runner at second will stay there. And that's the second out. And a 2-2 pitch to right field. Ethan Harrison makes the play. That'll bring up left-hand hitter Miguel Morales. Big Mo. Hitting .268. 14 home runs, 42 runs batted in. He's an all-star. His personality, born to be a leader. Nothing intimidates him. Here's righty versus lefty. 2 out. Man on second base. No score. Here's the pitch. That's on the ground. Shortstop has it. He'll go to first. In time. Side retired. Nothing on 1 base hit for Chicago. There's no score. Bottom of the first inning. Let's look at the defense for the Chicago Fire. Miguel Morales in left field. Alex O'Donnell in center field. Xavier Granville in right field. Gold Glover Shane Cobb at third base. Miguel Martinez at short. Melvin Delgado at second base. Victor Hernandez at first. The batter. Dave Martinez behind the plate. And on the mound, left-hand pitcher Heriberto Jimenez. He has 3 pitches, a 75 rated changeup, his best pitch, 55 rated slider, 50 rated fastball. Great stamina and ability to hold runners close. Jimenez is super smart. He's popular nationally, very good morale, 3-year player. He's 26 years old. He's their ace. Lefty versus the right-hand hitter Alex Diaz, leading it off for Detroit. He's got a snowflake by his name. He's been cold of late, hitting .210 on the year. 1 home run, 12 runs batted in. He's swiped 12 bases. Full count. Here's the payoff pitch. Jimenez whip is 1.21. 127 strikeouts and 157 2/3 innings pitched. That's hit in the air to left field. He's hit it back, and he'll make the catch for the first out. Here's Ben Benton, lefty versus lefty. Benton hitting .248 on the year, 7 homers, 20 runs batted in. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's on the ground. Shortstop has it. He throws the first in time. 2 away. Here's Francisco Fernandez, the number 3 hitter, hitting .266 on the year, 6 homers, 37 runs batted in. Lefty versus the right-hand pitcher. 2 out, nobody on. Fernandez hitting .266 on the year, 6 homers, 37 runs batted in. That's on the ground to third. He has it, throws across the diamond in time, and the side is retired. Nothing across for Detroit. We played an inning and there's no score. Top of the second inning for the Fire. It'll be Gomez, Hernandez, and Cobb due up. Righty versus lefty, top of the second, no score. Dukes Field in Detroit. The defending champions hosting their arch rival, the Chicago Fire. In the first of 4, starting the second half. That's on the ground to the second baseman. He picks it up, throws the first in time for the first out. Full count pitch. And now the batter is right-hand hitter Victor Hernandez. He's hitting .278 on the year, 10 homers, 38 runs batted in. Righty versus righty. Here's the pitch. That's on the ground to the third baseman. He throws, and it's a high throw, but he gets him. Second out. Roberto Rodriguez, third baseman for the Detroit Dukes, makes the play. Here's the left-hand hitting Shane Cobb. He's the number 7 hitter for Chicago. Third baseman's hitting .276. 8 home runs, 36 runs batted in. Righty versus the left-hand hitter. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And he swings and misses. Strike 3. The side is retired. No runs, hits, or errors. No one left on. We go to the bottom of the second inning, and there's no score. For Detroit, it'll be Harrison, Aranda, and Rios due up. Left-hand pitcher Heriberto Jimenez facing the left-hand hitter Ethan Harrison here in the bottom of the second inning. The 0-1. That's on the ground to third. Picks it up. Throws the first in time. Took his time with that one. Gold Glover Shane Cobb at third base for Chicago makes the play. 1 away. Here's the pitch. And there's a little soft liner to the third baseman. Juan Aranda softly lines out to Cobb. Due up, 2 down. And here's the right-hand hitter Luis Rios. He's the second baseman hitting number 6. .258. 8 homers, 42 runs batted in. Lefty versus righty. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's on the ground to short. He picks it up. He'll throw, and he gets him. Bang, bang, play at first, and he's out. Nothing across for the Dukes. We play 2, and there's no score. Top of the 3rd inning. For Chicago, it'll be Delgado, Martinez, and Granville, the leadoff hitter, due up. Here's Melvin Delgado, right-hand hitter, versus the right-hand pitcher, Helvey, for Detroit. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the delivery. That's in there, a strike call. Fastball at 91 miles an hour. And he's out looking. 1 away. Here's the right-hand hitter, Dave Martinez. The number 9 hitter is the catcher. He's hitting .135, 4 home runs, 15 runs batted in. Righty versus righty. Here's the first pitch to him. 1 out. That's on the ground to the first baseman. He boots it, and that's be an error on the first baseman. And the runner reaches first base. Francisco Fernandez is charged with the first error of the game for Detroit. Dave Martinez at first. Not a threat to steal. The batter is left-hand hitter Xavier Granville. The leadoff man is hitting .223 on the year. 1 home run, 14 runs batted in. Right-hand pitcher, left-hand hitter. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's on the ground. The first baseman has it. He throws the second, and he'll get him at second base. Fielder's choice. The batter is safe at first. That's the second out of the inning. Xavier Granville at first. Good speed. And the batter is right-hand hitter Miguel Martinez, the number 2 hitter. The shortstop is hitting .317, 4 homers, 27 runs batted in. 2 out, man on first. 1 ball, no strikes. He takes his swing, runner going. A throw down, and he's safe. Xavier Granville steals second base. He steals second with 2 out. Martinez will step back in. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. That's hit in the air on the infield. Foul ground. And the first baseman races toward the plate and will make the catch in foul ground. Side retired. The Fire get nothing and leave 1. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. There's still no score. For Detroit, it'll be the bottom of the order. Ornelas, Hayes, and Rodriguez due up. Here's the left-hand hitting Sergio Ornelas, the catcher. He's hitting .296 on the year. 5 homers, 23 runs batted in. Lefty versus lefty. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's in the air, and that will get down for a base hit. The left fielder has it. He's hit it for second. He's trying for 2, and he's going to make it. The throw came to the cutoff man and not directly to the base, and it was scored at a double for Ornelas. First hit of the game for the Dukes. Runner at second. The batter, right-hand hitting Ahmed Hayes. He's the number 8 hitter. Shortstop is hitting .204. 3 homers, 15 runs batted in. Lefty versus the right-hand batter. Heriberto Jimenez for Chicago delivers on the 2-2 pitch. And that's low, and they call it strike 3. He strikes out looking. That's the first out. That ball looked low to me. Here's the right-hand hitting Roberto Rodriguez, the number 9 hitter. Third baseman's hitting .240. Man at second, 1 out, no score. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Lefty versus righty. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Slider at 82, and he swung over it. That's the second out. Runner in scoring position, no score. Right-hand hitter Alex Diaz steps in. He's the leadoff man. He's hitting .209 on the year. 1 home run, 12 runs batted in. He's 0 for 1 today. Here's the 2-ball, no strike pitch. That's hit in the air sharply. Center fielder is racing back. It's carrying, and it will leave the yard. 2-run home run for Alex Diaz, and that puts the home crowds on their feet. Detroit now leads 2-0. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Roberto Jimenez delivers the ball, and Alex Diaz sends it to the deepest part of the field, 432 feet, 103 miles an hour off the bat, 29-degree launch angle. He turns around a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Alex Diaz touches them all. Good old number one. Here's the left-hand hitting Ben Benton, the number 2 hitter. He's 0 for 1 today, hitting .247 on the year. 7 home runs, 20 RBI. Lefty versus lefty. 2-0 Detroit leads. 3 balls, 1 strike. And that's high, ball 4. And that's the first base on balls issued by Jimenez. Ben Benton out at first, good speed. 2 out, and here's Francisco Fernandez. He's the number 3 hitter. The first baseman's hitting .265, 6 home runs, 37 runs batted in. He's 0 for 1. Benton has stolen 5 bases this year. 2 out, lefty versus righty. 1-1 pitch. That's on the air. It's in foul ground, and the first baseman will make the catch to end the inning. Detroit scores 2 runs on 2 hits. One of the hits a home run. The Dukes now lead the Fire 2-0. We go to the top of the 4th inning. For Chicago, it'll be O'Donnell, Morales, and Gomez due up. Brett Helvey, in 3 innings of work, has thrown 44 pitches, no walks, 2 strikeouts. The batter is right-hand hitter Alex O'Donnell. Righty versus righty. Here's the 3-ball, 1-strike pitch. That's in the air. Over the leaping second baseman into right field for a base hit. Leadoff single for O'Donnell. He did well in the All-Star game. He had a base hit. I think he scored a run. Here's left-hand hitting Miguel Morales. Righty versus lefty. Man at first, nobody out. Chicago trails by 2. Here's the 1-ball, no-strike pitch. That's hitting it past the third baseman into left field for a base hit. The runner is hit it for third, and he'll make it. As the throw comes in the second, they'll score that a double. O'Donnell to third, Morales at second. Nobody out. Chicago threatening to tie it up. Time runs at second. Here's left-hand hitting Sal Gomez. The DH is hitting .289, 13 home runs, 61 runs batted in, 0 for 1 today. Righty versus lefty, nobody out. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fastball at 93 gets him. And that's the first out. Great pitch by Brett Helvey, the Detroit ace. We've got ace versus ace today for Chicago and Detroit. Here's Victor Hernandez, the number 6 hitter. 0 for 1. Hitting .277, 10 homers, 38 runs batted in. Man at second and third. O'Donnell at third. Miguel Morales at second. 1 out. First base open. Righty versus righty. Here's the first pitch. And that's hitting the air on the infield. The shortstop will run behind the mound and make the catch. Runners do not advance. And that's the second out. Here's the left-hand hitting the veteran Shane Cobb coming to the plate. Cobb, a Chicago mainstay for many years. Righty versus the left-hand hitter. 2 out, 2 on. Tying run at second. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And that's low, ball 4, and that loads him. First base was open. Bases loaded, 2 out. Top of the 4th inning. Score is 2-0 Detroit. Chicago threatening to break it open. Take the lead. Right-hand hitting Melvin Delgado will step in, the number 8 hitter. He's 0 for 1. 253 on the year. No homers, 20 RBI. Righty versus righty. Full count. Payoff pitch. That's low, ball 4, and he walks in a run. O'Donnell will score. Morales to third. Cobb to second. That's the second walk issued by Brett Helvey. And the first earned run. Score now 2-1. Right-hand hitting Dave Martinez will step to the plate. The catcher is hitting 134 on the year. 4 home runs, 15 runs batted in. Bases loaded, 2 out. Tying run at third. Here's the 0-2 pitch. He swings and misses, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. Helvey has fanned 4 batters. Chicago's 4th is over. The Flyers score 1 run on 2 hits and leave the bases loaded. Chicago cuts into the lead. It's now 2-1 Dukes. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. For Detroit, it'll be Harrison, Aranda, and Rios. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up. In 3 innings of work, Heriberto Jimenez has thrown 40 pitches. He's walked 1 and struck out 2. He's given up 2 earned runs and 2 hits. The left-hand hitting Ethan Harrison will step to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He's hitting .268 on the year. 4 homers, 31 runs batted in. Lefty versus lefty. Full count, the payoff. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fastball at 89. And that's the first out. Here's the number 5 hitter, Juan Aranda. He's 0 for 1. Hitting .239 on the year. 5 home runs, 40 RBI. Lefty versus righty. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fastball at 89. 2 up, 2 down, and here's Luis Rios, the number 6 hitter. Second baseman's 0 for 1. .257 hitter. 8 home runs, 42 runs batted in. Lefty versus righty. 1 ball, no strikes. That's it on the ground to first. He'll take it himself to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. The score is unchanged. It's 2-1 Detroit. Top of the 5th inning. For Chicago, it'll be the top of the order. Granville, Martinez, and O'Donnell due up. Right-hand pitcher Brett Helvey versus the left-hand hitter Xavier Granville. Here in the top of the 5th inning, Chicago trails by a run. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. That's it on the ground to third. He has it. And he does not throw. He eats it. Scored a single. I don't know what happened. I'm going to look at it. Looks like he just caught it and ate a sandwich. They gave it a 4-star play difficulty. So whatever happened to him, we can't see it in the replay. All right. Granville's at first. Great speed aboard. Right-hand hitter Miguel Martinez, McMar, is at the plate. Shortstop is 1 for 2. Righty versus righty. Here's the first pitch. That's in the air to center field. He's racing toward the infield. He'll make the catch for the first out. Runner at first is still there, Xavier Granville. And the batter is now right-hand hitting Alex O'Donnell, the number 3 hitter. Center fielder is hitting .319 on the year. 9 homers, 48 runs batted in. He's 1 for 2. Righty versus righty. Here's the 1-1. That's on the ground weakly to the pitcher. He has it. He'll throw to first and not get him. He beats it out, scored a single. 2 men on, 1 out for Chicago. They trail by a run. Granville at second. O'Donnell at first. The batter, left-hand hitting Miguel Morales. Migmo. Righty versus lefty. Morales is hitting .270 on the year. He's the all-star. He was 1 for 2 today. 14 home runs, 42 runs batted in. Righty versus lefty. Full count. Here's the pitch. And that misses. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Granville at third. O'Donnell at second. Morales at first. The batter, left-hand hitter Sal Gamez. He's 0 for 2. Ty runs at third. Helvey in another jam. Top of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. 3 balls, 1 strike. He gets that hard right at the right fielder. He has it. Runner at third is trying to tag and go home, and he'll make it. And the game is tied. That was a bang-bang play. O'Donnell will advance to third base on the play. Let's take a look at it. was hit sharply right at the right fielder. He grabs it, slings it home to the cutoff man. He throws it home, but not in time, and the run will score. So it's 2-2 now. New game. 2 out. Runners on the corners. O'Donnell at third, Morales at first. The batter. Right hand hitting Victor Hernandez. He has a snowflake by his name. He's cold of late, hitting .275 on the year. He's 0 for 2 today. 2 on, 2 out. 1 ball, 1 strike. The delivery. That's on the ground to the shortstop. He has it. He'll go to short, way to second to force him and end the inning. 1 run for Chicago on 2 hits, no errors. 2 runners are left on. Chicago draws even with Detroit. It's 2-2. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. For the Dukes, it'll be Ornelas, Hayes, and Rodriguez. The 7, 8, and 9 hitters due up. Left-hand hitter Sergio Ornelas steps to the plate. He's 1 for 1 today. Heriberto Jimenez on the mound, the left-hand pitcher. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The delivery. He checks his swing, and it's called strike 3. Strikes out looking. And that's the first out. Here's the number 8 hitter, Ahmed Hayes, the right-hand hitter. He's 0 for 1. Lefty versus righty. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's on the ground to third. He has it. Throws the first in time. Second out. Shane Cobb makes the play to Victor Hernandez at first. 2 away. Here's Roberto Rodriguez, the third baseman for Detroit. The number 9 hitter. He's 0 for 1. No balls, 1 strike. That's in the air to right field. And he'll make the catch to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. We played 5, and the score is tied 2-2. We go to the top of the 6th inning for Chicago. 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors. For Detroit, 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error. Here in the top of the 6th, Chicago will send the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, Cobb, Delgado, and Martinez. Brett Hilvey, in 5 innings of work, has thrown 94 pitches. He's walked 3 and struck out 4. He's given up 5 hits and 2 earned runs. Righty versus lefty. Here's Shane Cobb. The 0-2 pitch. That's in the air to center field. He's there to make the catch for the first out. Detroit center fielder Ben Benton makes the play. 1 away. And here's the right-hand hitter Melvin Delgado. He's 0 for 1 with a run batted in. Righty versus righty. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's hit on the ground to second. He'll make the play to first in time. For the second out, Luis Rios at second for Detroit makes the play to Francisco Fernandez at first. Here's the number 9 hitter, Dave Martinez. He's 0 for 2. Righty versus righty. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Top of the 6th inning, 2-2 game. Chicago, Detroit. That's in there, a strike call, strike 3, and the side is retired. Nothing across for the Fire. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 2-2. For Detroit, it'll be the top of the order. Diaz, Benton, and Fernandez due up. Here is Alex Diaz, the right-hand hitter, facing Heriberto Jimenez. Heriberto, in 5 innings of work, has thrown 63 pitches. He's walked 1 and struck out 5. He's given up 2 hits and 2 earned runs. Lefty versus righty. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that hit him. And he'll take his base. He had him 0-2 and then hit him. So great speed at first in Alex Diaz. Diaz has stolen 12 bases this year. And the left-hand hitting Ben Benton will step in. He's the number 2 hitter. The center fielder is hitting .247. He is 0 for 1 today. Lefty versus lefty. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Slider at 79. Fooled him. That's your first out. Diaz still at first. Good speed. The batter, right-hand hitting Francisco Fernandez, the number 3 hitter. He's 0 for 2. 1 out. 2-2 tie here in the bottom of the 6th inning at Dukes Field. The defending champion Dukes taking on their arch rival Chicago Fire. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called, and that's the second out. That's the 7th strikeout for Heriberto Jimenez for Chicago. 5 2/3 innings pitched. The batter, left-hand hitting Ethan Harrison, the cleanup hitter. He's 0 for 2. Score tied 2-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He swings and misses. Strike 3. Side retire. Jimenez strikes out the side. We go to the top of the 7th inning. It's still tied 2-2. For Chicago, it'll be the top of the order. Granville, Martinez, and O'Donnell due up. Here's left-hand hitting Xavier Granville. He's 1 for 3 today. Righty versus lefty. 2-2 pitch. Hits it on the ground. Weakly to the second baseman. He charges it, throws, and he gets him. That was a tougher play than it looked like. Luis Rios for Detroit makes the play. Here's the right-hand hitting Miguel Martinez. We have 2 Miguels, a Miguel Martinez and Miguel Morales on Chicago, so I nicknamed him Migmar and Migmo. Got them apart. Migmo was the cleanup hitter. He's the all-star. Migmar is the better hitter. Go figure. Migmar at the plate. 1 out. 2-2 pitch. That's on the ground to the shortstop. He makes a good play. Throws across the diamond in time for the second out. Fine play by Ahmed Hayes for the shortstop for Detroit. Here's the right-hand hitting Alex O'Donnell. He's 2 for 3 today, hitting .321 on the year. Righty versus righty. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that floats it in there for strike 3. Nice pitch. Side retired. The score is tied 2-2. That was a curveball at 66. All right, time to stretch. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Here's Juan Aranda leading it off for Detroit here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It'll be Aranda, Rios, and Ornelas due up. Lefty versus righty. Aranda's 0 for 2. Jimenez, in 6 innings of work, has thrown 79 pitches. Very efficient. He's walked 1, struck out 8. He's given up 2 hits and 2 earned runs. But it's a 2-2 tie. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He hits that in the air, and that's a base hit. So the leadoff man is on. He's headed for second base. Will he make it? And he's safe. A little nonchalant with the baseball, if you ask me, he is Chicago. That's a double. Sometimes they don't render it the way it really happened or the way it was supposed to happen. Aranda at second. The batter now, Luis Rios. He's the number 6 hitter. He's 0 for 2. Man on second, the go-ahead run for Detroit. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning. First game after the All-Star break. An NBC matchup between Detroit and Chicago, 2 Central Division teams. An intentional walk here with first base open. Nobody out. And they'll pitch to left-hand hitting Sergio Ornelas. He's 1 for 2 today. He's hitting .298. I don't know if I'd try to get to him. Lefty versus lefty. Here's the 1-1 pitch. He hits that on the ground. The second baseman has it. 2nd for 1, and that's it. Force play at second, and that's the first out. Aranda advances to third. Fielder's choice for 6. The batter, right-hand hitting Ahmed Hayes. He's the number 8 hitter. He's 0 for 2. Runners on the corners, only 1 out. Aranda is at third. He's the go-ahead run. Ornelas at first. Left-hand pitcher Jimenez versus the right-hand hitting Hayes. 3 balls, 1 strike. And that misses, ball 4. And the bases are loaded with 1 out. So Detroit has their chance here. Bottom of the 7th inning, 2-2 tie. The batter, right-hand hitting Roberto Rodriguez, the number 9 hitter. He's 0 for 2. Lefty versus righty, 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's in the air, and that's a base hit to left field. The runner will score, station to station, and Detroit takes a 3-2 lead. Let's take a look. Base hit by Roberto Rodriguez to left field. Runners advance 90 feet. Bases still loaded, still 1 out. Batter Alex Diaz, leadoff man. He's 1 for 2 with a home run, 2 runs batted in. The infield is in. The outfield is shallow. Here's the first pitch. He hits that in the air to right field. He moves back, makes the catch. Runner's tagging. He's hit it home. And he's safe. Second run of the inning scores, and Detroit now leads 4-2. Xavier Granville for Chicago in right field made a good play, just not in time. 2 men still on, 2 out. Hayes at second, Rodriguez at first, batter. Left-hand hitter Ben Benton, number 2 hitter. He's 0 for 2. Lefty versus lefty. 1 ball, no strikes. That's in the air on the infield. Right, third baseman is there, and they'll make the catch to retire the side. Detroit scores 2 runs on 2 hits, and they take a 4-2 lead. Top of the 8th inning. For Chicago, it'll be Morales, Gamez, and Hernandez due up. New pitcher for the Dukes. It'll be the right-hand pitcher, Tony Garcia. Garcia is 3-0, 26 in the 3rd innings pitch, 14 hits allowed. 1 earned run. He's walked 5 and struck out 19. His earned run average is 0.34. He's got 3 pitches, a 60-rated changeup, 50-rated curveball, and fastball. Not great stamina, but he's a reliever. He holds on runners better than average. His personality is run-of-the-mill ball player. Good morale. It's his first year. He's 24 years old. The batter is left-hand hitting Miguel Morales. He's the cleanup hitter. He's 1 for 2. Chicago trails by 2. 2 balls, 2 strike, top of the 8th. Nobody out, nobody on. Swinging and a miss, strike 3. Fastball at 91, and that's the first out. Here's the left-hand hitting Sal Gamez. The DH is 0 for 2 with an RBI. Righty versus lefty. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. He hits that on the ground to the second baseman. He has it. Throws the first in time. 2 up, 2 down. Curveball. Here's Victor Hernandez, the number 6 hitter. He's 0 for 3. Righty versus righty. 2-1 pitch. Has it on the ground to short. He has it. Makes the peg in time. 3 up, 3 down. Score remains 4-2 Detroit. As we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Shortstop Ahmed Hayes making some good plays defensively for Detroit. All right. It'll be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Dukes. Fernandez, Harrison, and Aranda due up. Lefty versus righty. Jimenez still out there. In 7 innings of work, he's thrown 99 pitches. He's walked 3, struck out 8, allowed 4 hits, and 4 earned runs. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Fernandez. It's set in the air on the infield. And the first baseman will make the catch for the first out. Here's Ethan Harrison, the cleanup hitter. He's 0 for 3. Detroit leads 4-2. Bottom of the 8th inning. Lefty versus lefty. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Slider at 82. And that's the second out. Jimenez doing very well here. Here's the right-hand hitting Juan Aranda. He's the number 5 hitter. He's 1 for 3. Lefty versus righty. Full count. 2 out, nobody on. The pitch. That's on the ground to the shortstop. He'll throw to first to retire the side. No runs, hits, or errors. Detroit still leads 4-2. We go to the top of the 9th. It takes 2 to tie and extend this game. Jordan Allison, the closer for the Dukes, will take the mound here in the top of the 9th inning. He has a 75 rated slider, a 70 rated sinker, and a 25 rated curveball. He has great stamina and above average ability to hold runners close. His personality, he works hard at his craft, but he is not the sharpest tool in the shed. Good morale. He's well known nationally. He's a 9th year player, 32 years old. It'll be Cobb, Delgado, and Martinez due up for Chicago, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. They trail by 2. Here's the pitch from Allison. His record is 6-4, 3.04 ERA. They're hitting .262 against him. He has 18 saves on the year. That's in the air and foul ground, and the catcher will make the catch. I don't know what happened there, but there's 1 out. Should I look at it? Yeah, let's look. I won't look at all of these. It's only 1 star, so it couldn't have been that bad. Take your time showing it to me. There we go. Yeah, he just hit it in the air and he just caught it. Beautiful. I might chop that up for a highlight reel. All right, here's the left-hand hitting Alvaro Espinoza, the pinch hitter. He's hitting .278 on the year. 1 homer, 15 runs batted in the number 8 spot. Left-hand hitter versus the right-hand pitcher. 3 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. And he walked him on 4 pitches. The sinker was high, 95. So decent speed at first in Espinoza. The batter, left-hand hitting Mel Montalongo, pinch hitter, hitting .157 on the year. 1 homer, 7 runs batted in. Pitch to him is low, and they walks him. They lost him on a full count pitch. So he comes in and walks 2 batters. Espinoza at second, Montalongo at first, the tying run. The batter, left-hand hitting Xavier Granville. 1 out. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. And he walks him. The bases are loaded with 1 out. And the batter is Miguel Martinez, the number 2 hitter. He's 1 for 4. Bases loaded. Detroit leads by 2 here in the top of the 9th. 1 ball, no strikes. He gets that on the ground. The first baseman has it. He'll throw home and get him at home. The force play. Fielder's choice. The runners advance. Montalongo at third. Granville at second. The batter Martinez at first. Now the batter stepping to the plate is Alex O'Donnell, the number 3 hitter. He's 2 for 4 today. 2 outs. Top of the 9th inning. Chicago trails by 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The delivery. That's in the air. The center fielder races in and he makes the catch. And the game is over. That's your ball game. The Dukes knock off Chicago 4-2 to start off the second half on a positive note. Let's take a look at the totals for today's game. First, for the victorious Detroit Dukes. 4 runs on 4 hits, 1 error. Detroit left 4 men on base. For Chicago, 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors. They left 10 men on base. Victorious Detroit Dukes had 4 hits, 1 by Diaz. Let's see, Diaz had a hit, Aranda had a hit, Ornelas had a hit, and Rodriguez had a hit, 1 each. Multiple hits. Alex O'Donnell for Chicago had 2 hits, and a losing cause for Chicago. 3 RBI by left fielder Alex Diaz, the leadoff man. Brett Hilvey will get the win. He's 11-3, 7 innings pitched, 5 hits allowed, 2 runs, both earned, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, no homers. He threw 118 pitches. His earned run average is 3.53. Tony Garcia gets his second hold, and Jordan Allison gets his 19th save. The losing pitcher is Heriberto Jimenez. He's now 12-8. 8 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, 4 earned runs. He walked 3 and struck out 9. He gave up a home run. He threw 111 pitches. His earned run average is 3.86. Player of the game is the starting pitcher, Brett Hilvey, for Detroit. Chicago sent home with a 4-2 loss. Detroit Duke starter Brett Hilvey pitched his team past the Chicago Fire 4-2. The winner was Hilvey. He threw 7 innings of 5-hit ball. The loser was Heriberto Jimenez. I'm supposed to show you these guys. Here's Brett Hilvey. Here's Heriberto. Jordan Allison, the closer, was credited with the save. He now has successfully converted 19 of 22 save opportunities. Let's look at him again. Detroit third baseman Roberto Rodriguez helped the Dukes go up 3-2 in the bottom of the 7th inning. With the game tied, Rodriguez hit a run-scoring single off Chicago pitcher Heriberto Jimenez. Chicago manager Matt Mead said he was mildly disappointed with the loss. We had our opportunities, but we didn't take advantage of them, he said. With the win, Detroit raised its record to 49-41. Again, the final score, Detroit defeats Chicago 4-2. This is the Baseball Observer.